I saw my father working at night one time, and I'd never taken any notice as a kid to what he did. I was just sort of in and out as a kid would be, playing and not taking any sort of notion as to what he was doing all day. And then I saw him working at night, and the light of the fire and the hot steel sort of illuminating the room, and something clicked for me that time, and then I decided I was going to start pursuing it, on my own in various ways. The thing I love about smithing is how it feels while I'm doing it. I mean, I don't really take too much notice after I make something. It's made and it's gone, but the physicality and the process of making it is, there's just a whole wide range of emotions that goes into that. I love how steel is, on the one hand, totally hard and rigid, and you can't convince it to do anything other than completely frustrate you. And then with a little bit of heat and a little bit of time, it becomes this malleable clay-like substance that you can basically turn into anything that you can imagine. There's just so much to be said for me being able to be part of the process, like the beginning right through to the very end, the making, the finishing, and the selling and the business end of it. My experience as a business owner has been a little bit of everything. It started out as a severe struggle just to make ends meet, as I think anybody who starts out on their own experiences. It was such a struggle that I had a lot of doubts in the beginning, but then I just couldn't think of anything else I would rather be doing, so I kept at it. And slowly and surely I realized what it took. I had to value myself. I had to know the worth of my own product and what I was producing for people, and that's grown to a point where this is no longer really like work. This is what I do. This is a part of my life in such a way that once the money factor sort of gets figured out and the finances are coming in well enough, money sort of becomes irrelevant. It's always going to be relevant to pricing a job or whatever like that, but I would be doing this anyway. And so that's really exciting to have that kind of come to fruition after a lot of struggle. One thing that's really helped us start to thrive as a business out here in the middle of nowhere, in the woods, has been online sales. We have an Etsy shop, and we just sort of started it just kind of wondering maybe we make a few sales here and there. And as soon as we realized that once you have momentum online for selling things, it takes on a life of its own. Certainly it's a huge help to have a North American market right here at our fingertips, basically, as opposed to just needing to survive from the county and outside the county. I think we've reached a point of saturation of mass-produced terrible items that break and that look terrible, that don't feel good. And now we're turning a corner and realizing, one, we miss having handmade things around us. We miss using them. And I now really appreciate when I get to hold an object in my hand that somebody crafted, be it a pair of boots, be it a clay bowl, be it anything that somebody made with love and respect for the material. And I see it a mile away now. I mean, because that's what I do, and it's a part of my whole life with what I do for work, that I just have such an appreciation for other people that are doing the same thing and keeping the old skills alive. I think I'm drawn to living in Nova Scotia for the space it provides. Geographically, where I live out in the middle of nowhere. I live basically at the base of a mountain, and there's nothing but woods that surround me. And I've always known that, I mean, that's where I grew up, and that's what I've wanted to raise my children with, that accessibility to nature and to the land and to the natural rhythms of wilderness, because we are becoming further and further removed from those cycles and becoming unhealthier for it. I've had many thoughts of, maybe I should be doing this somewhere else. Maybe I should be going somewhere warm where the winters don't just totally knock you down for a number of months in a row. And there's something about the full cycle of going through that is now really meaningful for me, and not needing to escape from that, and just fully embracing the heaviness of winter, the lightness of spring, the peace of summer, the beauty of fall. Like the whole cycle of it really sort of complements artistic endeavors of all kinds, I think. Because when I look outside of myself at other people doing things that they're passionate about, there's a lot of people doing it around here. And financially, it can be a slog. It can be tough to make ends meet, but there's gold in there in the experience, and just keeping humble in terms of overhead and expenditures, and just like making it all work in a balance that's sustainable and works. And it's just so possible here. There's just such opportunity to combine those things here. I've been blacksmithing now for about 17, 18 years, and I've had all kinds of successes and failures rolled into that time. And now that I have a little bit of experience under my belt, and I have kids of my own, and watching them grow up and watching them figure out what they're interested in, I can't help but think about kids who are teenagers and coming out of high school and wondering, what am I going to do with myself now? I have no clue. And all I can say to that is, take the time you need to figure out what it is you're passionate about, and follow it all the way to the bitter end, no matter what. I mean, that's the most relevant, if I have any advice for young people who want to do something that, isn't just run of the mill, and isn't just to get a job. Just follow it, find out what you want to do. You might not know right away, but yeah, just follow it all the way.